Welcome to TYT Sports, everybody. If you're watching on Pluto TV, you can head over to YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, head over to Pluto.tv, now on PlayStation and Xbox, which means I know a lot of younger generation gets to watch the Young Turks Network on
And if
Pluto.
you want to go make it the full range, just break out your both your devices and watch it on each location.
First person to send me a video of them streaming this episode on more than 6 devices gets a T-shirt. Jayar Jackson alongside me today.
T-shirt, game worn by Jason Rubin.
I like this shirt. Who will emerge from the 2016 rookie class? It's not that good of a class, guys. I mean, a lot of people are upset by this, but we don't know about what the future holds.
Right.
Some of these guys could be great. Joel Embiid, if he continues to play. So what you're seeing on the right is the average game score. And what is average game score, are you asking? Sure. It's a formula for calculating your game scores as follows. Think of it like QBR. So
I was going to say, is it more of a noticeable, recognizable score than the QBR is?
No, it's equally mundane and non-provable.
Of course it is.
But it's a good way to kind of stack up rookies because you just don't have enough sample size. And if you look at game score, it's like, it includes your points, your field goals made, your field goals attempted, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, steals, assists, blocks, stuff like that. Like an offensive rebound is worth more than a defensive rebound, understandably. So if we go back to that graphic, we'll show you that Joel Embiid obviously leads the way because he's putting up like Wilt Chamberlain rookie year numbers. And Malcolm Brogdon, who if he wasn't playing in Milwaukee, was playing maybe in a little bit bigger of a market, or if Milwaukee was playing much better, would likely get more attention. Dario Saric, again, also Philadelphia in that big turnaround. But the players that we kind of thought would be maybe more impactful right out the gate that aren't, I'm not speaking for myself. I never thought Buddy Hield would be impactful out the gate. But Hield, Ingram, and Jamal Murray were all electric in the tournament in March last year. Last year's tournament. But, for example, Ingram had his first 20-plus point game 2 days ago. He had 22 points. He never broke the 20-point barrier. Jamal Murray's had some explosive 25, 30-point games off the bench, but he's also come and strung together a game like that, and then a game where, like Jimmy Butler, where he'll score 50 and then 0 the next day.
Yes, and also I guess it'd have to depend on, I hope maybe it's calculated into the numbers about how many minutes they get. I mean, rookies, you never know, depending on the setup you get and the coach you have and the circumstances, how much opportunity they have to put up these kinds of numbers has to also be included. So I don't know what kind of numbers that, as far as minutes that Ingram gets, but
Ingram's getting roughly in the 20 to 25 minute range. He's, more so towards the end of the season, which is good because the Lakers really need to keep playing Russell, Ingram, and Randall as much as they can. There's no babying these guys. This isn't the Joel Embiid syndrome where he's injured, he's out indefinitely. He had a minutes restriction because he had this terrifying foot injury that plagued him for 2 years before he can even play. Ingram needs to get stronger and learn the physicality of the NBA. The guy is half of Kevin Durant, so he's 34 pounds and he's 7 feet tall. That's not healthy. And D'Angelo Russell, obviously coming back in his sophomore year, is playing pretty well and needs to develop more alongside. And Julius Randle just had a 23-point, 18-rebound game, although he's very spastic. His game, how it just looks, it's not like Draymond Green's, it's his movements are, though. Like, I'm just waiting for Julius Randle and Draymond Green to both kick each other in nuts at the same time. Just right at each other. We have a couple more graphics to discuss with this one because the comparison to last year, it's an unfair comparison. It would be like comparing the 04 draft to the 03 draft. Well, one draft had LeBron, Carmelo, and Dwayne Wade. So I wonder how that turned out. But last year, look at the top to bottom talent. Karl-Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, even Jahlil Okafor, who's playing in the NBA 20 years too late, is still relatively effective. Porzingis, a unicorn. Justice Winslow, when he was healthy and not out for the season, was already being considered a top wing defender, which I know you love making note of the defensive ability of these players. Devin Booker has had multiple 39 to 41-point games this season. And you look on the right, and you got Domantas Sabonis, Thon Maker, who's either 45 or 2.5, as he says with his game score. We're not sure how old he is. But these rookies, no one wants to live in the present, right? In every sense of news media, we all want to live 2-3 years from now, like, I just want to see, I just can't wait to know, is Buddy Hield the next Steph Curry, like Vlade Divac said, who said he'd also step down if Buddy Hield is not the next Steph Curry in 2 years. So, okay. And on top of that, we look at guys.
He doesn't want to do this anymore.
Vlade Divac is trying. He's like being held against his will. This is why contracts are rough. You sign a contract and you can't just quit, right? There's like some termination. What happens with that?
Well, I think what you do is you guarantee and you go, you know what? If the Kings don't win a championship in the next 2 years, I'm out of here. You can make me leave.
Please fire me. He's being held against his will. But I look at the rookies so far, and look, in 2 years, for all we know, Jamal Murray is the best guard in the NBA. And Domantas Sabonis is twice as good as his father was, and he's dominating the Lakers like his father used
you got to
to.
give him a chance. I mean, listen, man, imagine you're at best a 22-year-old out of college, which doesn't even happen that much anymore.
Most of them are 18, yeah.
But you come out of college, you're 22, and you go to the NBA, and you have this ego, and you're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this and that. And these grown-ass men who know what they're doing, they know how to shut down veterans. And you come in and you don't do exactly what you thought you could do. You need a chance to reevaluate your game, work on something, and then come back with the same confidence to do something different. Now, you also have to have a coaching staff that's willing to help support that, develop that over the offseason, and then the desire to do it. We'll see who has that. You can't tell that from a kid from college who just got out and played in the tournament and then comes in like, oh, he's going to have this work ethic. He's not going to spend this money on this. He's going to realize he has millions of dollars and not be focused just on that. And he's going to actually focus on developing his game. We don't know who that's going to be.
Oh, well, we have one more round. Let's get to because this is the lowest rookie class by average game score. Not since 2000, 2013, 2002. But what happened in 2003? Like I said, Bostrich, who's going to TNT, Dwayne Wade, Melo, Braun, decent players.
They're okay.
Kyle Korver, your favorite player, about to be probably NBA champion, one-time NBA All-Star.
Well, Darren Williams is going to be NBA champion.
And Andrew Bogut's signing with the Cavs, too.